Having a USL team allows a player that has gone through our academy to understand what it takes to be a professional.
First thing I learned is that it doesn't get enough credit for the continuity it has from NASL and MLS.
Puts the young player in a professional environment. They're playing a 10-month season. They're not just playing amongst their peers, but they're playing against veteran pros.
Now we'll have a sort of a situation where it's still pressurized, but not as much pressure in order to fulfill that sort of developmental gap.
It's just a big step, and in an industry where you must win and week in and week out, and results is so important, it's hard to integrate the young player into that environment so quickly.
Our pathway currently as a whole between the ages of sort of 19 and 22, whereby players really don't have an idea of where they're going to play. They don't have a goal for those ages. We fill that right now with college, which is obviously one option, but what we want to provide the player is a professional option.
They're traveling, they're doing a lot of things that are important. They're actually making a wage now, which means it's affecting their lifestyle a little bit. And all these things that kind of tie in that I think are important steps to being a first team contributor, they're now taking them in an environment where they can still learn and progress as players.
Back when I started in the academy along with Stuart Neely, we had a situation where the oldest academy team was playing in the CSL, the Canadian Soccer League, which is a league made up of some former pros, older guys from overseas, some hardened players that were trying to put food on the table for their families. And at that moment in time, we had players such as Daniil Henry and Ashton Morgan, to name a few, coming through the system. And I believe that league actually helped in their development.
The USL team, what it allows is those players that are on the bubble, that are fighting to get a spot on the starting 11, to stay fresh, to stay focused, to work on the elements of the game that will get them into the starting lineup.
I think a lot of people see it as a third division league and they kind of write it off. That's far from the truth. From what I experienced in the USL, there are a lot of hungry people down there willing to sacrifice just as much as me or the next guy to get to where anyone in the MLS is.
I think it's probably the most important move since the academy started, after obviously MLS started.
So we feel it's very, very important.